Talk 365's healthcare is provided by Body Renew.
There's a great old movie with Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon called Bull Durham.
Okay.
And the function is basically Kevin Costner is an old baseball player about washed up, and Tim Robbins, Susan Sarandon's old boyfriend, plays a pitcher called Nuke LaRouche, who was a young kid coming up. And at one point, Kevin Costner talks to him and said, thinking is not good for the team. And that is a philosophy of how baseball and other sports were 40 years ago, 30, 40 years ago, where no one would ever have a psychologist on staff. And now more and more athletes, golfers, I think, started it, where, one putt can be $1 million.
Hypnotherapy is a prime example.
And now it's becoming so much more pronounced. And this past week, Kevin Love, who's a player who won a world championship with the Cleveland Cavaliers out of UCLA, he has had a challenging year, a lot of problems. And he came out and said that he had a panic attack during a game back in December.
Oh, no.
And other players, championship quality players, have been saying that, coming out and saying the same things. In the old days, you would never, ever indicate you had any psychological problem because that was a sign of weakness. But as a society and a culture, we're going much further into admitting challenges.
Think about how admitting it, where that leads, because there are people, like Dr. Hatch, who can help, and then about it more widespread. So you can get to it sooner, quicker, faster. When you're in high school, these guys are working with junior high kids to help them get on varsity teams or get to the next level in high school. And
so another
and
analogy
versa.
From sports is free throw shooting. So you are alone at the foul line, and if you're in a tough situation, there's a thing called 1-on-1 where you have to make the first to attempt the second, and you're trying to hit that first 1-on-1. You might be down a point. So literally, if you miss this shot, your team loses. If you make it, you have another attempt to take a shot that would allow your team to win. That is so pressure, and some of the smartest, best, most together people will fall apart at the foul line or a putt we talked about.
Never played basketball, but I can't imagine that kind of pressure. That wouldn't be fun.
And so there are people that can talk to you and they can beef up your brain so you have that confidence. And we've all met people. Confidence is one of the most having that charisma and confidence is something that just draws you to people. We've all met people like that who just light up a room when they walk in. Dr. Hatch and some of these other programs are allowing you to use your mind to an extent that allows you to be the best you can be, but a couple percent improvement changes your whole life.
Absolutely.
It is a micron, just so small amount.
A teeny tiny bit. And if you've been injured, forget about it, because you have parts of your brain that are shut down and there's nothing you can do to overcome that. You've got to light it back up, which is the part that I find the most fascinating, because people have head injuries. It's so easy to have a head injury.
Well, you've had one. I was so lucky a couple of years ago to have bought a new helmet, and then the next week I got my head smashed on the ice. And when you've gotten hit like that, and you're deciding whether to be knocked out or not.
Really?
Yeah, you can feel that you're just kind of about closing up, and then you think real hard.
I'm going to come back. No.
No, but it sounds ludicrous, but sometimes when you
have
get
a minute.
Exactly. And
I didn't. It was just boom.
Yeah.
It was ice. Icy gets slippery.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why hockey is a fast game. If it was not slippery,
yeah,
it'd be a lot slower. But anyway, getting back to Dr. Hatch, he does a great job. The clinic, it's well worth a phone call.
It's amazing. It's an amazing clinic, and amazing things with brain and how to think. I think with Dr. Hatch, with our whole wellness team, between him and then getting your thyroid and everything there, because it's like a whole body thing that you have to do. And obviously Dennis Parker and certified hypnotherapy is amazing. But weirdly, I'm going to bring back my girl Vanessa Van Edwards and her studies of the whole, using your body, because she claims that she was someone who was awkward and had a hard time at parties. And through science and through studying human behavior, she has learned how to become attractive, how to look like the popular one, be able to perform like that. And there are all sorts of really cool things that science is bringing with the brain and learning how to mimic.
Typically wears a bikini to most parties, which will get her lots of attention.
She is adorable, but no, she's a very smart chick. She doesn't need a bikini. She just brings the brain.
Well, but listening is the most important thing. And the worst is when someone asks you a question, you're responding, and they don't care.
How about when there's looking at the phone trying to, or over the head to see if there's someone better to talk to at a party?
Well, I don't go to those parties.
No, you're always the most interesting and
No,
the most
no, no,
popular.
no. I go to
Do it like Trip.
I go to parties where people are having fun. Hey, speaking of having fun, we'll do
Yes.
this again each and every weekday morning, 6:30, right here on KJazz. For Holly, I'm Trip. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.